La 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 Kannari na.
Good morning, my dear students. Welcome for the online class of 9th standard. So today we are going to learn an important lesson in the social studies. In the history part, the lesson number is 5. So it is going to tell the information about the Mughals. Means today we are going to study about an important ruler who ruled India during the time of medieval age. They are the Mughals. Already in the previous class you come to know that who ruled the Delhi. Delhi was ruled by the Delhi Sultans. So which was the lost dynasty of Delhi Sultans? Lodi dynasty. Ibrahim Lodi was a lost ruler who was defeated by the Babur. After the fall of Lodi dynasty, who came into a power in India? Mughals. The Mughals were the great emperors of India, because they ruled more than 3 centuries India under their control, and the entire North India came under the control of the Mughals. And these emperors become too much very popular during the regime of the Akbar. He is considered as a great king in the Indian history. So about this lesson we are going to study very deep. So who were the founders, who was the founder of the Mughal dynasty, and how many rulers ruled the Mughal dynasty, and what were their contribution to the Mughal dynasty, and what development took place in the time of a Mughal administration, that all very detailed in this lesson we are going to study. So my dear students, I told you already, during the time of a 15th century end or in the beginning of the 15th century in Delhi, there was a competition among the Delhi Sultans due to the lost king of the Ibrahim Lodi. During that situation, the Afghans were coming and attacking again and again on the India. So at that situation, one of a person from the Turkestan, so who came and got information about the wealth of the India, they tried to attempt on the India. So Babur attempted 5 times on India, but in the year 1526 he defeated the Ibrahim Lodi and he conquered the Delhi under his control. The first battle of Panipat, in which year it took place? In 1526. So after defeating the Ibrahim Lodi, he went back to Afghanistan and brought back his all, so the members, and made settlement in Delhi. Like this information about the Babur we are going to get. And Babur ruled so only 4 years the Delhi under his control, from 1526 to up to 1530, and he has conducted many campaigns. He defeated Rana Sangram Singh of Mewad and the Rajput king of Madiniyar of Chanderia, and he defeated the Ibrahim Lodi brother Muhammad Lodi and conquered the Delhi. And Gogra and the Kanwa also he defeated, and it came under the control of the Babur. And almost all during the time of Babur, when he was rising up the Mughal kingdom in North India, who became a dominant? Rajputs. The Delhi Sultans controlled the Rajputs, but when Babur was supposed to conquer the property of the Delhi Sultans, at that situation the Rajputs started to become unity and started to become strong, and they faced the Babur. But Babur, having the very good skill in a war, he defeated the Delhi surrounded area, all the Rajput kings, and conquered the kingdom. While he was in a problem of health, when he was died, his son came into a power. His son name known as Humayun. After the death of the Babur, who came into a power to rule the Delhi? Humayun. Actually, the Babur was not origin from the India. He is from the Turkestan. His father was a king. His name known as Umar Sheikh Mirza. He was ruling a Paragan in Afghanistan. When he come to know, when Babur was an 16-year-old, when his father was died, he came into a power after listening the wealth of India by support of many Ibrahim Lodi enemies. He entered through the Kabul and attacked on India and defeated Ibrahim Lodi and put the foundation for to the Mughal kingdom. And after the death of the Babur, who came into a power, I told you, his eldest son, his name known as Humayun, who ruled from 1532 up to 1556. But he did not rule from 1532 up to 1556 continuous, because during the time of 1540 to 1545, the 5 years rule was under the control of Sher Shah. He was from the Turkestan. He belongs to an Sur dynasty. He is also an Afghan attacker. He defeated the Sher Shah. He defeated the Humayun in the Sindh province and took the entire administration of power under his control. But after the death of Sher Shah, once again the Humayun reconquered the property what he lost to the Sher Shah and become the king of Delhi. And when he regained the property and the kingdom, so soon after he died and his son came into a power, his name known as Akbar. So let me study about the Humayun situation when he came into a power. When Humayun came into a power to look after the administration of the Mughal kingdom, his brothers were keeping humiliation on him. So due to that, he want to face initially a very bad trouble to become king of the Delhi. And not only that, so some more people, so the Afghans also started to attack again and again on the Delhi. And the Bahadur Shah of Gujarat, he too also kept humiliation against with the Humayun, and Humayun was not able administrator like a Babur. So he enjoyed his life only in a liquors and with the enjoying property with the family members. When he did not concentrated the administration too much effectively, this made him to lose his power to the Sher Shah in the year 1540 to 1545, and he started to wander like a beggar in the Sindh province. At last in 1545, the death after the Sher Shah, again Humayun regained the Delhi under his control. That information we are going to get. So which are all the areas during the time of Humayun administration he conquered and added for to the Mughal dynasty? He conquered the Kalinjar, Daura, Jaunpur and Chunar fort of Mandasar. He defeated the Sher Shah. He was defeated by the Sher Shah, I told you. Thus what happened, Humayun power was ended. And Humayun after means when the Humayun lost his administrative power to the Sher Shah, and Sher Shah became the king of Delhi from 1540 to 1545 century, means 5 years Delhi was came under the control of Sher Shah. The period of Sher Shah is very notable, important in the history of the Mughals. Whatever the changes the Sher Shah brought in administration, that all started to follow up by the ascendant of the Sher Shah who came to rule the Delhi. At that situation, Sher Shah, when he was a childhood, when he was in a childhood age, he was faced many problems because he deprived from the parents. His parents were not along with him. Due to that, he worked as a slave under the king of Bahram Khan, the king of the South Bihar. While he was working under the king of Bahram Khan Singh of South Bihar, he was well trained to make the good administrative rules and regulation. When Sher Shah was working under the Bahram Khan. At that situation, the Delhi was under the control of the Babur. So learning the Babur techniques in a war and taking the help of an Bahram Khan, Sher Shah became a very strong young youth soldier. Once in a jungle, what happened? A tiger was attacked on a Sher Shah and he killed a tiger in a single hand. Due to that, his early name was Farid. It was retitled as a Sher Shah. Like this, he earned the title by killing the tiger. So thereafter, his title became very popular more than his origin name as a Farid. So like this information we are going to get. But actually the Sher Shah was not belong for to the Mughal dynasty. He belonged for to the Sur dynasty. Why the Sher Shah was very famous in the Indian history means when he defeated the Humayun of the Mughal, he conquered some other area and added for to the Delhi. So which were the areas he conquered? He conquered the Punjab, Sindh, Multan, Gwalior, Malwa, Raisan Durga, Mewad, Kalinjar, entire North India except three places. One is a Assam and the Gujarat and the Kashmir. Remaining entire part of India came under the control of the Sher Shah. Sher Shah is well known for his administrative qualities. Why? Because he concentrated more than the campaigns for to bring changes in the administration. He divided the kingdom into so the Sarkar and Sarkar divided into Paragans. Like this he made the division. And he has having the very good strong army concentrated for to the military development. There was cavalry, infantry and elephant troops. Cavalry means the soldiers who are able to use a horse in the war, and the infantry means the soldiers who can walk and attack on the enemies. They are called as a infantry. Elephantry means those who have the skill to train elephant and use them into a war. That is called as a elephantry troops. Like this, there were three troops in the army of Sher Shah. To look after the army and to administrate, he appointed one of the minister. His name known as a Fauzdar. He is the head of the military. In all the administrative matters, he appointed many civil ministers, as well as he also appointed the military officers to look after the military administration. And whatever the horse, either elephant, he is going to provide for the soldiers, so that maintenance, everything will be handed over to the soldiers itself. To recognize the horse which belongs for to the Sher Shah, he started to stamp on the horses. Like this, the system first he brought, it is called as a dag. Dag means what? A seal which is pressed on the animals, a symbol to recognize the king's property. That system he brought means the soldiers should not manipulate or should not exploit the property of the kingdom. Like this, he brought some changes in the military organization. And not only that, he started to collect the tax very properly and systematically. He was having one of so the good civil minister, his name known as a Bahram Khan. He supported for him to measure and give the land on the basis of fertility. He divided the land into three groups. One is good, average and the poor. For every part of land, he fixed the tax 1/3 of the harvesting in that. So the farmers has to pay so the tax regularly for to the king. Like this, he brought some different kind of changes in the land measurement. Before, the land measurement were not done, but it was done during the time of Sher Shah. On the fertility base, the land is divided into three part. I told you, good, average and the lower. For every part of so the land, he fixed a particular tax that farmers has to pay for to the king. In the time of crop loss, he is going to giving exemption for not to pay any tax for to the king. That system he brought. Sher Shah was very well famous for to justice. That's why he got a title as a Sultan of the Fair Justice. Means every end of an appeals is going to finalize by the king itself. So like this, the justice power he kept, and he was giving very impartial justice. A tooth for a tooth, an eye for an eye. So this kind of a very strict kind of justice he started to provide in the time of when he is conducting the court, and he is the very supreme judge in the civil matters. And every Wednesday he is going to conduct the darbar, and there was a bell ringing when he is going to enter for to the darbar, and only in that day he is going to finalize the appeals which he has to ended. Like this, he became very successful emperor. And Sher Shah brought a new type of silver coins during his administration. He introduced a dam, a circulation, and this coin weight is 180 liquid rice seeds. And he also introduced a different kind of support for to the peoples in his kingdom. So he planted more than 7,000 together trees, and also constructed the sarais for to travelers who were walking on the main street of Delhi and Peshawar. It is the first Grand Trunk Road introduced in India by the Sher Shah. Grand Trunk Road means what here? All season road. In all the season, the people can use that road to come from Peshawar to Delhi. Like this, during the time of a Sher Shah, he introduced a very good administrative policies and become very powerful and dominant and famous. But later in the year 1545, someone has consumed the poison for to the Sher Shah. Soon the death after the Sher Shah, what happened? Again, so the Humayun, who lost the power for to the Sher Shah, wandering in the desert, he got information that Sher Shah was died. With the collective of armies, he attacked on the Delhi and reconquered and brought the Mughal administration system once again under its control. Like this, the information about the Mughals we have studied today in the class. One is a Babur and another one is Humayun and the Sher Shah. So read the lesson once again thoroughly. If any important information if I left, that I am going to recover in the next period. So keep watching the videos and prepare the notes. Be in touch with the syllabus. Thank you for listening the video. Goodbye.